Okay, drawing this section. So we've done this, we've drawn this, and we have projected the lines to maybe up to here. So the next thing we want to do is to draw the elevation, so the section. So we're going to draw the section for the south elevation, or oriented to the south. Now for the section, we want to do a section cut. Okay, so we want to do a section cut. Then it will show what is in the interior of our building. So the section cut normally is place where you want to show as much of the building. So typically it will be here where you're able to cut through the entire building, not necessarily just here where you will not see this portion of the building, or maybe over here, well, you will only see the wall, right? So you create a line, and in this scenario, we have here's the section. You will simply copy this, and the profile of the building will be the exterior of your building or section. So you make a copy, you say copy this, and you copy it down. Okay, so once you have done that, you now done copy it here. You may clean it up by deleting the hatches, so you won't be needing those. And then you show the interior instead of the exterior of the building. Okay, now so what I did here is to stretch the line. So initially the guidelines are lower, or higher, which is somewhere here. So the stretch command is really beautiful. You're able to uh, stretch. So STR is the shortcut key. You start from, you don't click on any line. You want to create a crossing window. So you start here from the right, and then you have this green box. Anything that crosses the window line will be stretched. Anything that's within the window or the box will be moved. So here, let me just do a little stretch. So keep it straight down, and that's how you stretch this guideline from over here. So I stretch it down. I've created the ground line, or not necessarily. I just made a copy of this, bring it down, and cleaned it up. Okay, so you clean it up. The window is pretty much like the uh, floor plan drawing of the window. Okay, now, but here, a little correction here. So here, this green should only be up to there. You should show the violet. In fact, there's a violet or magenta line there, but it's overlapping with the green. So you remove or shorten this to show the magenta. And likewise, see, it doesn't really matter that much, but back in the day, overlapping lines are excessive because our computers were really slow. That's why we don't want overlapping lines, which are extra lines. So just a force of habit, I'm going to explode that. And now that I've exploded it, I can now delete that extra line that's overlapping the yellow. I like to see the yellow line there. Okay. Now we can do that on the other side. This one is also, there's something uh, wrong here. Remember, there's a window sill right here. So I'll do that next. So I'm just going to shorten this. See, green line is a thinner line. And with a thinner line, it will show nicely when we show the line weights. Okay, so this one here, again, I'll explode that, and I can now delete that extra line. So I see the yellow. Now, if you go back to your floor plan, we didn't do that for the elevation. There's actually a nice window sill protruding here. So I'll just make a copy of that from here to there. Okay. And hit escape. Notice that there's this ever so small protrusion that should be happening here. So what I want to do is I want to move this line. So I'm just going to move this line to the thickness maybe of the seal, uh, window seal. So DI, the frame is about 32.62. So I'm just going to say maybe half of that, 15, uh, for the thickness of the seal. So I'm just going to move this yellow line from here down to at 15. Okay, sorry. So at 0, comma, negative 15. Negative 15. So 0 in the x direction, negative 15. Here you go. I could have stretched that, but then I'll be stretching this one. Maybe I'll show stretch. That will be better. So stretch. So I'm stretching this, but I don't want to stretch the magenta line. I want to keep it there. So I'm going to type R, remove. So I'm going to remove this, remove that. Okay, so they don't stretch. This one, it will not move anyway, but let's remove that. Okay, I don't want this to be stretched, so I'm going to remove that. And this one as well, right? So, okay. So all that's going to stretch is this yellow line and the yellow line for the wall. Okay, and I'm going to click anywhere, bring it down by negative 15. There you go. Oops, it went positive, so undo. Let's do that again. Stretch. Okay, stretch this. R to remove. So I want to remove all of this, keeping those. And then from here, I say here to, maybe I just say at 0, comma, negative 15. There you go. Now, having done that, I can now place a window sill with about this thick. So I'm just going to place this in the proper layer. So AES for south. So maybe I'll click on south and then AES. I don't even have, oh, there it is, window. So let me make that current. And that will also be magenta in color. So I'm just going to create a rectangle from here. I'll finish it here first. Okay, but that's not where the window sill will end. It will end up to this line right here. So I can now click this and say stretch this, but not only that point. So let's do a stretch instead. So stretch, okay, remove this and that. We don't want those stretch. And then stretch this from here to there, uh, perpendicular. There you go. So that's now stretched. That's the window sill. And like I said earlier, I don't want overlapping lines. So there's the yellow line here. So I'm going to explode this. And then I can trim it, but it's easy just to handle the grip and then remove that. So the yellow line takes priority because it's a thick line. Okay. And hopefully I'm correct. This is the seal. Otherwise, we might need to move that. I think that's the seal projection from the floor plan. So we're good. Yep, that's how far it should extrude. So from here, it is now extruding up to that part. Okay. Okay, so that's for the wall. And then the rest, again, you do projection. you draw the walls, and you draw the doors, and then you draw the roof. Now here, we're just doing the outline of the roof, and then you can say C, truss, or roof detail. So you don't have to show the detailed drawing of the roof because we're printing this at scale 1 to 100. It's a small scale. The general profile of the section of the building is enough. Okay, so do the projection. These are the different heights. But well, we copied this, so it's the same. And then turn off layer 0. So we need to say all used layers, and then go to layer 0 and turn that off so we don't see the guidelines. And there you go. That's our section.